Hey guys, so it's me, Kiani. Today's video, I'm back to give you guys some quick holiday tips on how to create the perfect makeup look for a cozy, comfy Christmas picture. Now, I'm calling it comfy cozy because that's the type of Christmas picture that we created, my family and I, for our virtual Christmas card. You know, the dreaded Christmas card or family photo. It's just a whole, rhythm of trying to get everyone in the same place at the same time to do the same thing. I don't know about you guys. It's always a lot of work. So this year I decided to let the kids decide on what they wanted to do for the Christmas picture. They decided they want to stay in their pajamas, and I was perfectly fine with it. But even when you're doing comfy cozy as a makeup artist, glam is still necessary, right? I mean, you feel me. I thought so. And sorry that the light keeps doing its thing, but the sun is out and I'm here for it. This is one of those foundation routines that's going to ramp up the glow factor. It's also going to take in consideration that you will probably be in a little bit better lit positions. So that means you might have a ring light or a glam core or a big dome light, whichever it may be. This makeup look is going to be perfect for that. Photos should need very minimal, if any, editing to them. They should really just look very, very lifelike. So I definitely pulled out some of my old favorites to create this type of glam. We just let the backdrop be the festivities of the photo, and I just insert myself. You know what I'm saying? So if you are having to get into that holiday spirit and get that Christmas card ready to go, and you don't want to look like the Grinch, just stay tuned. I have the tips for you.
Alrighty guys, let's get started. Yes, I do have on my Grinch sweatshirt, but I'm going to make sure that we do not look like the Grinch in our photos. And to do that, we definitely have to start with my favorite beauty oil of all times. This is the Mature Skin Body Oil, you guys. It's all natural. I've honestly been rocking with this since quarantine, and can I tell you, this is really the only beauty product or skincare product that I've been using consistently, and I absolutely love it. Let's go ahead and sketch these eyebrows out. This is not going to be a brow tutorial, but I am just showing you guys that typically I do not do my brows first. But for some reason, obviously when I broke my arm earlier this year, I have not been able to get the complete finessing of my brows back. So I kind of do them a little bit more, kind of slap them on and then kind of carve them out. You know what I'm saying? You'll see exactly what I mean by it if you don't. But especially when I pull my hair all the way back and having that middle part, there's something about having a lot of brow that just makes this look more polished. So, and yes, come on left hand. We have taught my left hand how to probably do my brows a little bit better than my right hand, to be honest. But I am just carving my brows out with my Stilazzi borderline gel liner, and then I'm going to go in and fill them in with some of the shades in the Soft Glam palette. I mean, let's just be honest, 2020 was not the year for me to buy tons and tons of new makeup, but some of the things that I really love, I just went ahead and went with it. So I'm going to use the Cypress Umber and the sepia shade, and I'm just going to basically fill in the gaps from the gel liner and just make the brows again kind of match my hair. I am having to use a little bit more of the red and brown to kind of create the same offset that my red hair is showing. Blend them out, and then I'm going to carve them out with a concealer. And I honestly think this technique I hate the most, but I've really been getting into it because I basically want to get done with the process of my brows. But for a photo, you really need them to be as close to twins as possible, and sometimes it just takes for you to add a lot of concealer on. Now, what I am not doing is using a concealer that has a lot of yellow or pink, or I'm sorry, white or pink undertones. I am using a very, very inexpensive concealer that's dense enough to give me almost a foundation-like look. I definitely don't want to have that dreaded flashback around my brows showing that I did my brows first. I just really want to clean them up, and this way it works as a nice eraser, but it's unclockable. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like one of those techniques that when you have like your lace on your wigs, and everyone knows that you have on a wig, and it's not because it's cute, it's because it looks bad. It's that kind of same thing with your eyebrows. If you have to use the concealer to clean your brows up, then do what it takes to get them cleaned up. But you don't need to tell all the secrets, right? Yeah, like you don't want all those secrets shown, especially for photography. And you'll see that I just kind of smooth that out and erase it. Brows look nice and snatched, and yeah, so much better than where we started, right? So brows are good. Let's go ahead and start this foundation routine. I'm grabbing my Rose Gold by Melanie Mills. You guys know that Melanie Mills makes the best Gleam body products. Like, this honestly has been one of my go-tos all of 2020. I'm going to say actually I've been using this type of product for about 3 years now, since I was actually introduced to it. But the Rose Gold is one of those colors that is a little bit warmer than my natural complexion, so I'm going to use that first. So it really does help me conceal any concealer that I already have down. It gives me a little bit more of a bronze effect to my skin for photography, and you'll see that the light is going up and down, but that's how I kind of test to make sure that I'm not going to start creating any type of flashback on my skin. Okay, so we started with the Melanie Mills Rose Gold. Follow with me. I'm grabbing my Makeup Forever HD concealer. The foundation and the concealer, they lay very similarly with the Makeup Forever product, but with the concealer I found that I get more coverage with using less of it. And for photography, again, I don't want to have to use a lot of filtering on the pictures. The kids are going to be in the photo, my husband. We all have very similar skin tones as far as myself and the kids, but my husband is very rich in tone, so I don't want to have to slap a filter on top for my skin, you know, just to kind of blur out a lot of makeup. So the best thing is not to use a lot of makeup. So the products that I am doing, they have a very specific usage, and I zoomed in so you can really tell that it doesn't look like I have a lot of makeup on. Now the process of me applying it might be a lot, but how it looks, changing my lighting to really make sure that I'm only putting product where I need it, very essential when you're taking or doing your makeup for photos. Now, what I am noticing is something that I absolutely hate in photos. I kind of start to show a little bit of dark circles. So I'm using my e.l.f. Camel Concealer. This one was the hydrating concealer, and I used a shade that's a little bit redder in tone to kind of give me a color correcting type of capability. And then I'm going back over top of it with a little bit of a yellow concealer by e.l.f. as well, just to create a little bit of brightness. But notice I only use that into the inner cup of my eye. Blended that out with a natural hair brush by Stilazi, and I'm just setting that area with my RCMA no color powder, just setting the area where I added so much concealer because I don't want that creasing. So again, adjusting the lighting as I apply the makeup, therefore I can kind of see what the camera is going to see, and I know if I need to add more or less. Next, going back in with another Melanie Mills of Hollywood. This is the Deep Gold. This is one of the richer in tone shades, and I'm actually going to do that for contour. So I'm starting my contour process, and you can see how much more skin-like the Melanie Mills looks than a regular foundation. So it already is designed for HD photography. So half of my battle is already won, creating a beautiful soft contouring effect. This technique, when I tell you, is one of my favorite techniques to use on bridal clients. I love it on myself for editorial work, and you know, just the days that I want to be naturally clean and flawless. You know, this is something that's really nice if you have to do a passport picture or a driver's license photo, or heck, just going out and about. I mean, you're doing a lot of pictures, using a lot of lighting. Anything that you're using a lot of lighting, this technique is absolutely amazing. Now, for my nose, I didn't use the Gleam Body Radiance for my contour. I use a matte concealer. That's going to be really important, especially if you like a strong contour on your nose. Matte products tend to stick a little bit better. So places that I sweat, I use a little bit more of a matte product. So that's the strategy behind that. And yet again, we're going to use one more Gleam Body Radiance product by Melanie Mills, and I'm using my standard shade, which is Peach Deluxe, and today she's going to be my highlight. So I've used 3 different Gleam Body Radiance products, and I've used 3 different concealers. So again, the technique of applying makeup for photography is one of those that I I just retweak over and over and over for different situations. And like I said, it's really, really important, especially when I'm wearing my hair all the way back, because all of my skin is exposed. So I want to ramp up the glow factor. I want to minimize texture on the skin. I definitely don't want to put highlight on areas that I don't need any highlight. And yeah, just make everything look nice and blended. So I did grab a bronzing powder just to really, really enhance the contour process, and I'm just basically setting that area of my face. And honestly, that's the only place that I'm going to add powder outside of just powdering down my concealer underneath my eyes, because why would you add a lot of powder if you want the skin to look nice and glowy? You know what I'm saying? So again, minimizing the products that I put on, or the products that I choose to put on, making sure they have a very, very specific place in the routine. And lastly, I am going to just add a little bit more highlight. I think I went a little bit ham with this one, but this is by Danessa Myricks. It's her Enlightened Powders. I absolutely love her entire line, but her highlight powders are honestly second to none. And I'm just, again, grabbing my foundation brush by Melanie Mills and pushing everything in, so any of the remaining product that is just laying on top of my face, I push it all the way in. Zoom in really, really close so you can actually see there's no texture on my skin. Everything should look nice and blended. And again, it's going to make it to where I don't have to do a lot of editing on the photos, and if so, it's super minimal. And can you see how my neck area, my ears, my forehead, everything looks still like skin? So now we're going to go ahead and move in with lashes. These are from my collection, my Lip Tricks collection, and these are called Everyday Slay. You guys, these lashes, I mean, they have honestly been saving me, because it just really makes me look like I'm doing something. And really, I'm just doing complexion, lash, and a lip, honestly. So it really gets me through. Oh, of course, and the brow. But for a photo, a lash, just giving a little bit of an extension. I am going to use another part of our Lip Tricks collection, and this shade is called Persimmon Pickin'. It is our #1 liquid matte shade in the neutral family. I'm going to add a little bit of Present, which is our most neutral shade in the Lip Tricks collection, and I'm just doing a quick ombre lip using the Persimmon Pickin' as a deep lip liner, ombreing it out with a little bit of Present, making sure that I'm not leaving any skin exposed. Remember, you are taking pictures, remember. So product placement, adding a little bit of gloss. Oh my god, this gloss is always enough, part of our Lip Tricks collection, and it has such a beautiful holographic glow to it, non-sticky, very opulent. And yeah, I think we're ready to take our Christmas pictures. So we don't want to look like the Grinch, and I think I have accomplished that. But even the makeup that looks good with a green top, I mean, oh my goodness, you guys know that you have absolutely nailed it. I'm hoping you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you give me 2 thumbs up. Follow me on the links below to make sure that you get more content. And yeah, happy holidays.